Hello, everyone. Thanks for tuning in once again. You're listening to World Combat Sports. Shout out to everyone that's in the live chat. Those of you that's pulling up, it's another edition of World Combat Sports. In light of what happened this past weekend, the topic of discussion is what it is. You can read the YouTube. You know what I'm saying? You can see how I've basically put it in the lights. A lot of people are talking about what happened this weekend on the Tyson Roy Jones exhibition bout. So let me take this and get right down to it. You see my boy Jake Paul up there. I got to leave that up there just a minute. I got to let that marinate for a minute. Let's get back to the title. Jake Paul, I'm going to be one of boxing's biggest stars. I might be the next new Mayweather. I need to read that again. Jake Paul, I'm going to be one of boxing's biggest stars. I might be the new Mayweather. Now, a lot of people are catching on to this Jake Paul knockout of Nate Robinson. And I know to the hardcore fight fans, he's like, man, why are you even talking about this fool? You know, he shouldn't be getting no press play from you. But he has to get it. Because when I'm going around, in the corners, alleys, motherfucking under the bridges of social media, I'm finding crackheads that's nodding their head. Yeah, nigga, this nigga right here. Yeah, he got what it takes. He got the goods. No, he doesn't. A lot of y'all are pretending like this is for real. But all you're doing is just blending in with what boxing has been doing for quite some time. What I mean by that? I mean, we can go back to Muhammad Ali and Aoki. Ali Aoki. This is not the first time we had a bout where you had an opposition, you had an opponent in there that wasn't a legitimate boxer, so to speak. We've had fights go down like this with Butterbean. Even though Butterbean was a boxer, he still was in there with certain individuals that weren't. And they fought. They call them freak shows, exhibitions, whatever the case may be. But for Jake Paul, he pretty much stole the limelight from the two legends that was in there to actually dedicate their life and put everything they had to, blood, sweat, and tears, into the sport of boxing. And Jake Paul, a YouTuber, took the fight of the night. I'm no way, shape, or form bloviating this fight for Jake Paul. I'm just trying to make light of how the casuals are feeling good about themselves. They feel the vibration, so to speak. They do. They feel the vibration. They're believing that this fight right here will potentially set Jake Paul up for something bigger and better. And when you have Facebook groups jumping on the Jake Paul bandwagon, that just proves how many casuals are out there, how many temporaries that actually follow the sport half time, like part-time, but have the knowledge in understanding what the sport actually consists of. For those individuals that put their time and effort and blood, sweat, and tears, commitment, the sparring, all that shit. They're not going to Target or Walmart and hiring the cart movers to come to the gym and put on some headgear and gloves and cut the camera on and act like you're knocking out legitimate damn boxers. I want to take y'all back to the fight since it was so quick. I want to take everybody back to the fight at hand in there against Nate Robinson. Nate Robinson made his debut as a professional fighter. I'm going to touch bases on how it affects those new the newer audience when it comes to boxing, because maybe some people may not understand the backstory of the history to the sport. So they sit up there and they say, well, they probably gave him a boxing license because he was an athlete. All you have to do is pass some medicals. And as long as boxing allows the open-ended entry in order for you to pass the medicals to get your boxing license with no amateur experience, fights like this will continue to be in the ring. Fights like this will continue to grow and make some promoter out there a little bit more money than he had before. You know what I'm saying? It's possible. So let me go to this fight right here. I want y'all to check this out right quick. And I want to kind of go and touch bases in certain areas of the fight. So let me bring this back on the stream. Let me go over here and hit. So we're going to fast forward it.
Late debut here tonight. He is red corner to my left, wearing the great. All right, front line is good here.
So this is cruiserweight, supposedly, right? So obviously Jake Paul's the bigger fighter. Nate Robinson is who he is. He's always been the shorter, smaller guy. So we're just gonna kind of break this shit down just a little bit. For the temporaries out there that's boosting up Jake Paul. You know what I'm saying? As long as you hyping this shit up, they'll continue to return with this. See, Nate Robinson, lead foot left the ground in that. You know what I'm saying? Obviously, he don't know what he's doing. Check this out again. Look how Nate Robinson's lead foot. He's hopping around the ring. He really don't know how to properly close distance. You know what I'm saying? And give it up to the wrestler / sparring partner, Jake Paul, for holding. So right now, you see Jake Paul. He will put the jab out there. He'll double up the jab, and then he'll come with the right hand. Let's see if this is something that replays itself over and over again, because he's saying he's going to be the next Mayweather. So I just want to make light of, is it something that stands out with Jake Paul for him to be that acutely delusional that he's going to be the next Mayweather? Fighters clinch. Jab to the body. Nate Robinson charges in, and Jake Paul ties him up. Nothing special. Nothing special. Let's see who takes the lead. Nate again goes in, rushes in, and really puts himself in a position for his punches to be smothered. Because you can rush in, stop, shoot the uppercut, or hook to the body or something. Okay, there goes the right hand again. Nate Robinson took it well, locks up again. Feint. I would give Jake Paul that, he threw a feint out there, gave a head feint. Nate Robinson charges in again, holds. A lot of amateurish type novice behavior from Nate Robinson, and that's what we expect. So that's a 1-2 by Jake Paul. Nothing special, just a 1-2. Popped the jab out there pretty late. He could have shot the uppercut. With Nate keep rushing in like that, he could just shoot the uppercut on the way in, or pivot out, shoot the hook. Okay, Jake with that hook on the inside. Okay, so you saw what happened. Let's go back a little bit. Watch this right here. Watch what Jake Paul do. He tried to counter him with the left, and then he came back with the right. It was nothing special. He's just basically giving himself space in order to land the right hand that time. He gave himself space instead of being tied up to land the right hand. So he tried to like the check left hook, and then he attempted to throw the right hand, which this time he created space for that. He hit him with a shot, a good shot, man. Robinson rushes right back in. He's on the ground again. I believe at this point in time, he's still hurt. He's just going off, the little adrenaline that he has, whatever the case may be. So Jake Paul tried to throw the left hand, the looping left hand again. Nothing behind it. It missed. I would get Nate Robinson that. He slipped some of those punches. So we're going into the second round, man. The fight wasn't that long. Let me fast forward to the second round. Look at that. Nate Robinson face down. That's a bad way, man. Nate Robinson kept falling down, man. He comes out doubling up on the jab. Nate Robinson's trying to get in close, uses muscle. Fighters tied for the 20th time already. He's the next Mayweather, but he's coming in with the right hand. No setup, no jab, no back, no in and out movement. He gave the dang feint right there. Nothing behind it. They clinch again. Nothing. I'm not seeing this Mayweather-esque performance he's talking about. He gave another foot feint, steps in with a jab. Mayweather does that, but he actually knows what he's doing, though. He tried to counter him with that overhand right, but Nate is quick. Long as Nate doesn't rush in, he pulls the reaction out of Jake Paul. Okay, jab and another overhand right. So he pops him with the jab, get the reaction, and then crack him with the right. It's just a 1-2. He waits for Nate Robinson to move and cracked him with the right. That was behind the head, though. And Snoop over there making light of it. Let's take a look at it again. Gave the feint, popped him with the jab, and got the reaction that he wanted from Nate. He popped him with a jab. Nate, being, a novice type of boxer, all he wants to do is rush in and do the same entry as he always do. But I would give Jake Paul this. Jake has made adjustments just like the first knockdown. He made adjustments. Look at the adjustment he made. Pop. Just the overhand right. Just step back just a little bit and land the overhand right. Nothing special. It's just, you are able to have access to Nate Robinson's freaking head, face, whatever, target, because he's doing the same exact routine over and over again. He's rushing in directly on center, and he's there to be hit. Jake Paul comes in. Look, Jake Paul comes in with a 3-punch combination. It looked worse than what it is because Nate Robinson is still hurt. He's still hurt. Nate Robinson is still hurt. He's embarrassed. He's hurt. And he's probably delirious right now. Real talk. He's probably delirious, y'all. Look at his eyes. 1, 2, 3. And then he stepped back with the right hand again. So the 4th punch is what did it. But he was already hurt, man. The referee never should have allowed Nate to continue in this fight. After the second knockdown, he's still hurt from the shot to the back of the head. He's still hurt. What are you talking about? You don't play boxing? Yeah, you don't play. But also the ref was playing with these novice fighters, playing with their life. Because he was in there allowing Nate Robinson to get up from 2 knockouts that he was on his face. And as I mentioned the other day, how Nate Robinson hit the ground. His head was opposite of the toes of his feet. That's how knocked out he was. His head was facing the opposite direction than the toes of his feet, the direction where his toes is pointing. And he's not gonna feel that good after the fight. Sunday and Monday, he's not gonna feel that well. You know what I'm saying? So let me get up out of here.
Years of minutes viewed this year.
Hold up. Hold up.
I just received a month's subscription.
So let me go to another one. I want to show y'all something right quick. This is why boxing will continue to have fights like this. Check this out. This is why people will continue to believe that Jake Paul is somebody important. I'm about to show you right now why you hear why Jake Paul will be considered a legitimate fighter. Look at this shit right here, y'all. Look at this shit right here. He has a box rec out there. And those of you that follow sports, there's fighters out here who have records that built up. That's just what boxing allows you to do. You can go anywhere. You can go to Mexico. You can go to freaking on the 14th Street Bridge with a promoter there with commission and all that to sanction the fight. And I mean, you can throw the fight inside, outside. It don't make a difference. But check this out right here. This guy's 2-0, 2 knockouts. 2-0, 2 knockouts. You know what I'm saying? He's 2-0, 2 knockouts. He's considered himself the problem child. So you go down here, you have 2 fighters with debuts. All you have to do is pass your license. I mean, pass your medicals to get your license. That's it. He has 2 stoppages. 2 stoppages, y'all. He has 2 stoppages this year. If you look up here, CSAC, the California State Athletic Commission, put him on suspension for whatever reason, a couple of weeks, until December 2nd, which makes absolutely no sense because he didn't really take any punishment. But due to his lack of experience, they put him on suspension until December 2nd. That's another thing, people don't pay attention to. The suspension. All right, look at the suspension right here for Jake Paul. Now, Nate Robinson still has a boxing license. He lost via knockout. But let's see how long they suspended Nate. Nate is suspended to January. Look, Nate is suspended to January 12th because he was knocked out. That's what people need to understand. The commission has a lot to do with overseeing the fighter. But also, according to how you lose, is the length of time that you get suspended. So you're looking right here. It says suspended by the California Athletic Commission until January 12th, 2021. You know what I'm saying? And he's 0-1. This is why boxing will always have inexperienced tyros that step into the sport and is able to box professionally. They're able to honestly say, I'm a professional boxer. And people are like, nah, man, stop bullshit, dog. You ain't no. Yeah, man, I got a record. I'm 2-0 out here. I'm 2-0, man. I fought on TV. Look, in Jake Paul reality, he can go out here and tell people that he's fought on TV twice. And he's a 2-0 fighter. And he's not even a boxer. He's a fighter. Jake Paul isn't a boxer. He's a fighter. He knows how to go in there and move his left and right hand in the mannerisms for which a boxer displays. But he is no way, shape, or form a boxer. No way. No ifs, ands, or buts about it. He's a boxer. Now check this out. This is another thing that boxing does, right? Check this out. This is cruiserweight, right? He's a cruiserweight. Check this out right here. They're ranking him in the U.S. 124 out of 218 cruiserweights in the U.S. 2-0 record, no amateurs. So you're trying to say that the cruiserweight division is that garbage, that much trash, that he's ranked not the last fighter on the list? Look at this right here globally. How's that? He's 722 out of 1,273. Yeah, you have some inactive fighters on this list. Yeah, you have some fighters with losses on their record. But come on, let's be honest, people. This dude has no amateur experience. He left the motherfucking camera lens and the keyboard and the screen to come over here and make some money. Let's be honest, people. Let's be honest with ourselves. This is a farce, but it's not something that shocks the fuck out of me. This doesn't shock me. I've seen worse on regional levels. I've seen some bad fights on the larger tier promotions. But usually you have a fighter who actually has some type of amateur experience, just a little itty bit. But when it comes to this, a dude who 2-3 years ago wasn't even considering being a boxer or even participating in the sport of boxing, and then someone presented him, hey, since you and so-and-so, presented his brother, since you and so-and-so got beef, why don't you, take it to the boxing ring? Why don't you get in the gym and start boxing? And then, of course, Jake Paul, being a little brother, is like, I want a piece of the pie. I want to get some action too. I want to be able to make some money. So, granted, both of these guys, Logan and Jake Paul, had pretty decent YouTube careers. They made pretty decent money, right? So much to the point where when DAZN put on that card, people tuned in for some apparent reason. I don't know if because it was black or white and they wanted to see this shit take place. I don't know. But both of these guys, KSI and Logan Paul, was inexperienced tyros in the sport, period. Then, KSI won the fight. Then, came in there. Speaking of KSI, this is another thing. Let me try to find KSI for a second. I want you to take a look at his record too, because this is what's crazy about this box rec game, that it's not easy to get. So let me go back and let me share this shit. So check this out, people. This is your boy KSI. He's 1-0, but he made over $1 million on one fight, which there are boxers out here that train their ass off, lead a family and everything. And look who is against. Lo and behold, Logan Paul. He won a split decision over Logan Paul, y'all. He too is a cruiserweight. Now, I'm thinking somewhere up the line, they'll probably set up KSI and Jake Paul so he can come in here and try to fight for his brother's honor. And I know, bear with me. I know, people. Why the fuck you giving this? Man, it's something to talk about. Because this is going to balloon to something that other channels are going to talk about, because they're going to start invading the space in boxing real time. They're going to be fighting on some of these cards with some fighters, and you're going to be like, what the fuck? How did that dude even get the opportunity to step in here and fight on this card? You're going to see the Logan and Jake Pauls stepping in here fighting on these damn cards. And you're going to ask yourself, how in the fuck did they jump the line? How in the fuck did they jump the line? You want to know how? Because promoters are greedy. Promoters will basically seize the opportunity, see how everything is jumping on social media, put some bum ass posts out here for people to respond to, get the wave going. And if it's enough minnows in the motherfucking pond for them to catch that bait, guess what? They'll try to make some of it. Hey, they get with the promoter, matchmaker, and all this. Hey, I think we can make this fight happen. This is what the budget's looking like. If we do this, this, and this, I think we can make this shit happen. And that's when everything starts to come together. And finally, they put the promo out there. They put a little flyer, see how people react to it. And then they start the promo. But these are motherfuckers that never. I'm talking about, I know some boxers out there that never, but we're talking about some boxers that actually plan on making this a lifestyle. But Jake and Logan Paul, they're just in it to make new social media fans. You know what I'm saying? A social media fame. They're looking for more followers. They're looking to boost up their notoriety. And what Jake Paul did in there against Nate Robinson, that shit wasn't anything special. Let me see you in the live chat, man. What's good? Steven and salute to you. What's good, man? Conor McGregor is a great matchup for Jake. I'm picking Conor to defeat Jake. He is not going to be the next Mayweather. He'll be Jake Paul. I agree with that. Shield said she would beat the hell out of him. I'm gonna get back to that too. Who is this? D-Ray, what's good? Salute WCS. Did you see the Glove Moonshine show? Yeah, I did. Someone tell Jake to sit down. D-Style Boxing in the house. Salute to you, bro. Check out my Gotti beating up 200-pound dude video when you get a chance. All right, cool. I'll check that out. Punch that like button. Those of you that's in the building, salute to you. Appreciate you pulling up. To get back to what Steven said about Conor McGregor. That fight with Conor McGregor against Jake Paul would be easy work for Conor. Easy work. And don't be surprised that Conor McGregor drops Jake Paul. Because Conor McGregor, what people don't know, they look at him in his fight with Floyd Mayweather and they say, well, Floyd carried him for 10 rounds. You're absolutely right, he did. You're absolutely right. But one thing people don't understand unless you dig deep into both genres of the combat sport is that Conor McGregor used to box amateur. Yes, in Ireland, he used to be an amateur boxer. And then he decided to take up MMA full time. So that's why I'm not sure if the team is aware of that or if they just basically trying to get the Conor McGregor name because he stepped in there with Floyd. Now, I'm telling you like this. After all the money, let me back up. What Conor McGregor was able to do in mixed martial arts, like I went over this plenty of times before, I can't make it an MMA stream, but the man was able to do some amazing shit, knock out Jose Aldo in 13 seconds, all right? Move up, look, from 145 to 170, take on Nate Diaz, get subbed out in the second round, then rematch him, win a rematch by decision, drops back down to 155 and face the current lightweight champion Eddie Alvarez, and he knocks him out. And when it comes to Jake Paul, I don't see him no way, shape, or form winning this fight. He can go in there and do what the fuck he want to do with these videos of these whack ass bum. Look, I'm saying bums to them because they're not boxers. These bum freaking bodies that he had in there. They had no idea how to cover up, use defense, nor did they know how to box, basically. There's no way that I see Jake Paul coming close to giving Conor McGregor, who knows how to move, who knows how to basically sweep and use his entry, exit, and footwork You know, he knows different angles being a mixed martial artist that Jake Paul will never know. Like Conor McGregor is just too smart for him. He's used to 5-minute rounds, not 3, 5-minute rounds. Now, this might irritate a little, some of you, right? I also read that Shields said she would beat the hell out of him. Listen, it only takes one punch. And I don't care if you all get upset about it. This is factual. Carissa Shields was dropped by a right uppercut in the first round by Hannah Gabriel. Yeah, the same one I just finished up interviewing the other day, right? She moved up in weight. Hannah Gabriel moved up in weight to challenge Carissa Shields and knocked her down. She was the first fighter to knock down Carissa Shields. Even though Carissa won the decision and she outboxed her, she was the first one to knock her down. And now I'm just saying, not no ordinary knockdown. She sat her down and her mouthpiece was sat down at the same time. Shields' mouthpiece came up and basically rolled across the damn canvas of the ring. So how does that correlate to what I'm trying to get at? Jake Paul is a man, all right? He has decent power as a man. Does he have better boxing skills? He don't have no boxing skills. Of course, the A+, the grade for that goes to Carissa Shields. She's a freaking two-time gold standard Olympian. Let's not fake the funk here. This is what I see in this particular fight. This guy's fighting a cruiserweight. What weight class will Carissa Shields fight this dude? And will she be able to make it exciting and box him on the inside? Or will she just box him on the outside? How does she make this fight entertaining? Because I'm going to tell you, it'll make a look. I always say Carissa Shields should leave the sport of boxing and start practicing MMA. But if she want to step in the ring with Jake Paul, it's going to take a lot more than her just saying, you know what? I'll beat the hell out of him. Listen when I tell you. Do you think Carissa Shields with 2 knockouts, she's not going to have to fight on the inside with Jake Paul at one point during the fight? And once again, this is male cruiserweight. Do the math. What are we looking at here? What weight are we talking about? What weight are we talking about, people? Is Carissa Shields going to fight him at 200 pounds? Let's just say 190, 195. Something. Let's just give a take somewhere close to the neighborhood. You're talking about someone saying they're going to beat the hell out of him because he is a novice, but also you have to factor in that he has man strength and punching power. Now, according to how many rounds they go, right? Will Carissa Shields having success in there in pockets during the fight? Of course. She can box her ass off. Of course. But what's going to happen when you take a guy that's loading up on his power hand? You know what I'm saying? He's loading up each and every time to freaking catch Carissa. So if he cannot catch her from the outside, he's going to try to rough her up on the inside. Now, this is what comes into play when you have viewers tuned into it. They're going to find out how weak on the inside that Carissa Shields may be against Jake Paul. And then people are going to be like, that's unfair. And look, and then you're going to look, I hope it's not without a crowd. I'm just telling you, because if Jake Paul started trying to goddamn embarrass Carissa or dog her or freaking fight dirty, and she's at the end of the day, she's still a woman, you might have a riot on your hand. You might have a motherfucking riot, dog. Believe me when I tell you. Jake Paul will find a way to get in on Carissa Shields and do something. But if you're talking about straight up boxing, it ain't no way he comes close in 10 years, goddammit. Because the level of boxer and technician that Carissa is, he couldn't learn that. He don't have the damn amateur pedigree. He don't have the rounds put in. He doesn't have the teaching. He doesn't have the athletic ability to box like she does. But one thing he does have is enough power to make it a dirty fight. Now, one plus I think with Carissa Shields that will work out in her favor against Jake Paul is the fact that I think his cardio suck. He wasn't able to tap into it this fight because he was in there with a freaking novice ass basketball player turned freaking fighter for evening. So, you know, him running in the way he did, this ain't suicide sprints on the court. So she might have a little time to freaking play around and tap into his freaking gas tank a little bit, get him tired, and then make herself look good. Carissa start to land those freaking jabs on his ass, be landing them combinations. She got a real good chance of making him look like a fool at certain points during this fight. So I'm saying the first 3 rounds, if she can get past him loading up on that right hand and roughing her up, because time he put her up in the corner and start punching her to the body, it's some people that's going to be upset. Snoop might call in the whole motherfucking squad that's in the parking lot just chilling. Everybody blazing up, and Snoop say, "Hey, cuz, hey, come on up to the front door, man. No, this shit ain't going down. This nigga Jake in here trying to fuck my girl Clarissa up, man. Hey, cuz, come up here. Bring everybody." Seriously, that shit would not go down like that, man. It'll be a ride up in there. Even though Shields might be okay. Just the mere fact of watching him attempt to play around and embarrass a 2-time Olympian, 3-division champion, future Hall of Famer, and she's a black woman. They better have security. Because if you ever want to place, if a promoter ever think about putting on an intergender freaking fight, and this is it, Jake Paul and Carissa Shields, you better make sure you have the National Guard in that bitch. You better make sure it's families. Anyway, I'm moving on about that. I'm just saying. So he said, I think Jake Paul would drop her, bro. Yeah, it's possible because Hannah Gabriel did with a right uppercut. Why is she calling out men like that? Now, there's another thing that was mentioned. He said, why is she calling out men? Triple G. And then one thing that Shields has to understand, that though her and Triple G may contend in the same way, Triple G would change her life. If Triple G was to step in the ring with Carissa Shields, it's over. I'm gonna leave it like that. Period. She says that a lot to my, she'll beat somebody ass. It's all good and fun because she has the skills and she know how to fight, and she know, she's out of that Flint, Michigan. You know what I'm saying? Look at Carissa Shields' old videos. Look at the weight that she fought in the Olympics. She's fought at the heavier weights now. But that doesn't mean when you get touched up by a man who's wearing 10-ounce gloves, you won't face the same reality you did against Hannah Gabriel. Let's be honest. Let's motherfucking be honest. No ifs, ands, and buts, but I don't care how mad she get or whoever that support her. That's fact. Period. Man, I can care less what she do for attention. She do a lot of shit for attention, but that's all she getting from me today. Jake Paul, he want to call out certain individuals. Nobody want to see you and Dylan Dennis. Dylan Dennis is a mixed martial artist / BJJ practitioner. He's more so known for his BJJ, Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, rather than his mixed martial arts. Okay? In grappling, he will destroy Jake Paul. Being that he's been over Bellator trying to build his MMA pedigree. He is not there yet. For those of you that follow the sport, you know he was the one that instigated, antagonized. He was the cooperative of Conor McGregor when he lost via 4th round submission to Khabib Nurmagomedov. Khabib turns his attention for the second cooperative who had been disrespecting his religion, his family, everything about it. He threw his mouthpiece because Dylan Dennis was running his fucking mouth, and he climbed the cage, and the eagle went in flight. Look, the eagle took flight, goddammit. Khabib, the eagle Nurmagomedov, took flight on Dylan Dennis. Do I want to see Dylan Dennis lace up a pair of boxing gloves and face Jake Paul? Fuck no. But if you want to talk about Conor McGregor, someone who boxed amateur, hell yeah. Because freaking Conor McGregor has become a champion at the highest level in mixed martial arts. Not only did he do that, people, Conor McGregor's name will forever be registered at the top of Floyd Mayweather's box rec, people. Can you imagine that, though? Conor McGregor, who was currently a 2-division champion, the first one to ever do it in the UFC, 2-division champion simultaneously at the same time. He followed Ronda Rousey's social media trash talking, and she was another delusional fighter. Ronda Rousey was absolutely delusional. She's the same as what we're seeing with Jake Paul right now. Ronda Rousey was calling out Floyd Mayweather saying, "Oh, how do you feel, Floyd? I won, Fighter of the Year by ESPN. I was this, I was that. I beat Floyd Mayweather in the boxing ring, one hand tied behind my back." She was really smelling that motherfucking pheromones that whatever was seeping from her body or something. She was smelling some bullshit. Maybe when she was thinking that maybe we didn't know where she stayed before she started getting paid. It might have been, next to a landfill or something. It might have been some trash close by. But she was talking about she would outbox Floyd. She would do all that shit. And she was really getting some damn energy from people, believing it. So what Conor McGregor do? He started trash talking. He started calling out Floyd Mayweather. And then people start, attaching themselves to it and giving it energy. And, Conor McGregor and Floyd probably got together behind the scenes and say, "Hey, man, keep doing what you're doing. We're going to make some money. All right? Keep on doing what you're doing. We're going to make some money. All right? I'm money made. Keep doing what you're doing. We're going to get paid. We're going to take this motherfucker all the way to the motherfucking Brinks Asylum, goddamn. We're going to take it all the way to the Brinks headquarters. When it's all said and done, I'm going to get you your highest payday that you'll ever make in combat sports there, Conor." Now, that's exactly what Jake Paul's trying to do. Jake Paul is trying to be what Conor McGregor was to Floyd Mayweather when the shit started popping off. He doesn't have the pedigree that Conor McGregor has when he did that to make people believe it. But with this fight right here, with two fighters, two inexperienced tyros, people are now looking at Jake Paul. I want to see him do that again. And then you got basketball players that damn ran the court with Nate Robinson clowning him. They clowning Nate. This dude did what a lot of them would never do. He laced up a pair of gloves and went in there and tried to box. He did it, people. Nate Robinson went in there and attempted what a lot of his basketball compeers would never even do. And check this out. And this is exactly what he got in return. That is the Manny Pacquiao Juan Manuel Marquez. That's when Manny's mom was out there just screaming and yelling and thought he was deceased. This is not a sport that you can play around with when you on that level, because you would get yourself fucked up. Look at his head, people, and the direction of the toes. Are those basketball shoes he have on or those boxing shoes? You tell me. Do that look like boxing shoes to you? Does it? Or does it look like, okay, let me go up to here to the court, man. I think I'm gonna run about 5 game. You know, look his head. His head is in the opposite direction of his toes. That means he's knocked the fuck out. But if you look at the top picture, I'm just using names in the movie. Apollo Creed, right? His head is facing in the same direction as his left foot because it's fake. Because we cannot sit down here and rest comfortably in the position that Nate Robinson is in. People, it's an uncomfortable position. We have to lay on our side in the same direction of where our toes are pointing. Yes, man. Brutal. It's a brutal reality, people. I'm just being honest. It's a brutal fucking reality, yo. Let me get to some of these comments, man. Yeah, D-Ray, the eagle took flight like a mother. You know what I'm saying? Okay, so Quinion, salute to you, man. I'm seeing you over here, but salute. You make a good point, though. He said, you the next Mayweather, LOL. Dude, you can't fight. You suck. Amanda Nunes will put hands on you, boy. And that's a female. McGregor will put you to sleep. And Money May will embarrass you. Who have you fought? No one. Hey, I can't disagree with one line in that narrative. With a single line. Because let me break down what he mentioned. First of all, he identifies that Jake Paul cannot fight. He's not a boxer, first of all. But he brings in Amanda Nunes, the one who shut down. I mean, I can start off a list. She shut down Ronda Rousey. She shut down my girl Chris Cyborg. She shut down Holly Holmes. She beat Valentina Shevchenko twice. Dude, Amanda Nunes would put hands. Now, once again, going back to what I said earlier about Carissa Shields. If Amanda Nunes, who is the current bantamweight and featherweight champion in the UFC, she is the champ, the first woman to do it. If she was in there with Jake Paul, people won't be too up in arms about it. And you're probably saying to yourself, so why are you contradicting yourself? Why, Carissa Shields is going to be a riot. Snoop Dogg calling in the whole squad from the parking lot because Amanda Nunes is a mixed martial artist. She knows how to handle herself a lot better, 100% better on the inside than Carissa Shields. It's much different. Unless you've seen mixed martial artists fight in boxing and see how they work on the inside, you wouldn't understand what I'm talking about. But they wouldn't be, all disgruntled about it. Then he says, McGregor will put you to sleep. Like I said before, I truly believe McGregor will knock him the fuck out. McGregor is a counterpuncher. McGregor is a counterpuncher, and he's a southpaw. In mixed martial arts, you can fight and switch stances. It don't matter. You Terrence Crawford. Mixed martial artists switch stances all the time. They don't have, so-and-so's orthodox. They might start orthodox and then down next 15 seconds, they southpaw. It don't matter. The different. And Money May, listen, I hope Floyd never gives Jake Paul. I hope Floyd never gives Logan Paul, either one of them Paul brothers, attention. Please don't do it. Don't do it, Floyd, because this is what's going to happen. If you do it and you consider yourself TBE, regardless of you not being in the ring actively, when my kids, along with everybody else, look back at some of the greatest boxers to ever do it, they're going to start from the top. That's how BoxRec does it. They're going to start from the top. They're going to say, what the fuck? This dude said he was TBE. What the fuck am I looking at right here? He fought this guy who was 0-0 debut. And then he fought another guy who was 0-1. And then he fought this guy who was 2-0. Both of these guys had debuts. I mean, both of these guys' fights were debut. People are gonna start looking at Floyd like, man, what are you doing? But this is how Floyd get past it, y'all. Just like he go over there to Japan and he fought Tenshin Nashikawa. Fight these exhibition bouts so they won't go on your record. You know why Floyd wants to fight these fights? Because Floyd, man, he is freaking greedy like that. He wants his numbers to continue to go up on his record. By the time Floyd is done fighting these exhibition fighters, he might have a 60-0 record, y'all. Floyd might be 60-0 out here saying, you know what? Ain't nobody did it like me. I'm the best there ever was, the best there ever will be. And yes, you know what I'm saying? Nobody can match that. You can't match that. I'm 60-0. And then he might have an interview and Stephen A say, what? Oh, hold on, Floyd. Hold on, Floyd. You know, I got a question. You know, your last 10 fights has been kind of. Listen. Did I win? This Floyd, did I win? And Stephen be like, yeah, you won, Floyd. Okay, that's all that matters. I made smart investments. And I made smart investments outside the ring, and I made smart investments inside the ring. And those 10 fights that you're looking at right there from Conor McGregor up to number 60, those are smart investments because I got paid. You didn't mention how much I got paid for each of those fights. I got paid millions fighting exhibition fights. So you know how Floyd getting that. So let me ask you this. You wouldn't make that money? If they presented you with that money, you wouldn't make it? No, I ain't say all that, Floyd. No, you're right. I'll make that money. Okay, then. If you wouldn't turn down the money, then why are you acting like I couldn't do it? It wasn't right for me to do. Yeah, that's Floyd. He's gonna make it seem like everything was business orientated and beneficial for Money Mayweather's brand. He said, yep. They wasn't experienced with fight. They wasn't that experienced. But check this out. Look how much money I made. And 10 fights against guys who weren't supposed to be in there, who would have never been in there with Floyd while he was an active fighter, especially in his prime. They never would have stepped in the ring with him. But now that he's retired and he's amassed this freaking the best ever, I guess people give him a pass, man. Lawrence William in the building. What's good? What's good? Okay. He said, do you have any thoughts about Carissa Shields signing to the PFL? Good question there, Lawrence William. I will tell you straight up. First of all, the PFL stands for Professional Fight League, right? So let me itemize this too. In order for Carissa Shields to fight in the PFL, she will have to drop weight because already the division for which the Olympian Kayla Harrison has already won, I believe. She's the top dog in that division. And then you got my girl, Laura Sanchez. Whenever they start to spin back up, I interview her already. She's a tall fighter over there fighting out of Duke Rufus. Shout out to Laura Sanchez. She's very tall. Carissa Shields has to understand that these mixed martial arts organizations, they're not like boxing. They don't have 160 pound, 68 pound for women. She will have to drop down to the highest weight class that's accessible for her to compete in. And I believe the PFL only goes up to 155. So she will have to come down to where she's about to fight now in boxing, to the 154. Okay. Of course, you got to weigh in with the limit and fight somebody with the Olympic pedigree of Harrison in judo. We're talking about mixed martial arts people going in there with a fighter like Harrison or Laura Sanchez. It won't work out good for Carissa. So to answer your question, Lawrence, I think if she wanted to go over there and build up a name, okay. But mixed martial arts, Carissa needs to take 2.5 to 3 years off and work on her ground game, her wrestling, and especially her Muay Thai. That's all I can say about that. Good question, though. Stephen said Cyborg, Misha Tate. Misha Tate was a different breed. Misha Tate had wrestling background. But, she was in there with a judo practitioner that she allowed to get in close so she could lock up. And once, you put Ronda Rousey in her comfort zone and go to what she liked doing most is the judo throws. And once she gets you on the ground, you in her world of grappling. Misha Tate was a wrestler. She was still building up her jiu-jitsu game. Floyd just got a granite chin. Floyd will make them cry like he did Tenshin. Man, Tenshin Nashikawa, first and foremost, let's identify. Tenshin was a much smaller fighter. Let's not play. Floyd went over there and made, 10 mil, right? Check this out. Whenever you go overseas, those individuals have deep pockets. Seriously. Especially if they are in the fight game. Because you have a lot more individuals who have long money that's willing to pay for a United States or American superstar to come over here and fight one of their guys. Nashikawa is a freaking elite fighter. But Floyd made that dude look like he was a baby. Okay. 8 million easy bag. Yeah, man. It's easy. That's just easy, man. That's just easy. But listen, me putting Floyd's name up here and saying I wish he don't fight Jake Paul or Logan Paul is the fact that they're not legitimate fighters. But when you're talking about Tenshin Nashikawa, who I believe his father got money, and he himself is a pretty legit pugilist. It didn't look that bad on Floyd, except he outweighed the dude and he made him look amateurish in fighting, period. But Floyd went over there and picked up a bag. You know what I'm saying? He picked up a bag of, from what my understanding was, like $10 million. Who wouldn't want to go over there overseas to Japan and pick up a bag? But over here in the US, we don't want to see Floyd going in there against a Logan Paul or Jake Paul. Because it'll be a boring fight. Floyd is smart. You know how smart he is? Go back and look at the fight with him and Conor McGregor, and his ring walk attire will tell you everything you need to know. You know what? I'll do you one better. I'll do you one better, people. I'm about to try to locate it right now. Just give me a moment. His ring attire will tell you how smart Floyd Mayweather is. Real talk. That's all you have to pay attention to before he even stepped in the ring. His ring attire. So let me see if I'm able to get the ring attire. Nope, they're already in the ring. Okay, so let me see if I can find it. Let me see. If you're in the building, hey, hit the like button for me. You know what I'm saying? Hit the like button. Support WCS. I appreciate it. I'm about to show you right here. This ring attire show you everything you need to know. Here it is. It's a picture. Why would he do this? Check this out. Okay, let me expand this shit somehow. Okay, I'm gonna share this screen right here from MMA Weekly, and this is exactly what I'm talking about. All right, I'm gonna show you exactly what I'm talking about right here. This right here, y'all see that? That's all I wanted you to see. Look at the ring attire. Floyd Mayweather was letting you all know it was about to be a robbery. And you, the fight fans that paid $100 to see this shit, he was robbing you blind in broad daylight. That's Floyd Mayweather right there. He wore a ski mask to fight Conor McGregor. Didn't nobody see the subliminal? Floyd Mayweather wore a ski mask because he was robbing everybody legally. $100 per PPV. $100, which some of y'all never quite recovered from in the first place. Because a lot of y'all was believing that Conor McGregor was going to be the one to go in here and knock Floyd Mayweather down and give him his first loss. They actually believe Conor McGregor, being a 2-division champion in mixed martial arts, he had the goods. People believe that Conor McGregor, who didn't have no fucking cardio, would go in there and take out one of the best boxers of this era. One of the most sound defensive technicians to ever grace the square. The shit Floyd Mayweather does, he makes it look extremely easy. When others try to emulate it, they fail because they're not Floyd Mayweather. Floyd Mayweather wore a ski mask to the fight for ring attire when he faced Conor McGregor. People, if you don't look, if that's not a subliminal shot to say I'm the motherfucking man and I'm robbing you cats, everybody that's in attendance, I'm talking about, this was grade A attendance, this was top of the line, this was 5-10 star attendance, this was a celebrity. All the celebs came out for that fight. You would have thought that Floyd Mayweather was going in there against a prime Sugar Ray Leonard to settle the score, goddammit. You would have thought that was this type of fight. But no, it was a mixed martial artist who was currently the champion, who had an 0-0 boxing record. It was his debut, y'all. Brilliant. Brilliant. Seriously, it was brilliant. Y'all tell me, am I lying? PFL will promote Carissa's unification fight versus Dakari in January or February. Then she fight MMA in April. Listen, PFL, you know, they're trying to get a name. You know, they had their event canceled with UFC Fight Pass because of Vegas, you know, turning back or reverting back to Las Vegas measures or whatever. And really, no one cares if she's fighting Dakari, even though Dakari is 17-0. Okay. She has 0 knockouts, though. So the PFL, if they want to get a hold of Carissa's name to further promote her in mixed martial arts, fine. But I'm going to tell you, her first opponent over there, I can't see a mixed martial artist with an 0-5 record losing to Carissa. I don't. You ain't talking about, look, you're not talking about Ray Mercer, Tim Sylvia. Don't let me start pulling back the Rolodex. We're not talking about that because that shit is different. We're not talking about Holly Holmes. Holly Holmes, 18-time world champion, whatever, went to kickboxing, waited her time, competed, got schooled up by Jackson Wink, Then she came over to MMA. She did it the right way. And what happened? Her boxing ended up allowing her to derail Ronda Rousey because of her movement as a boxer and her hands. Even though she hurt her with that left high kick, I'm talking about the combination of her skill set combined with boxing the right way took her career to another stratosphere. Carissa Shields, if she's going to go in there January, February, and then, she want to fight MMA in April, so be it. But we all know that she's not schooled in mixed martial arts like that. That's a waste of time. And then also the PFL should be very careful. I'm not telling them anything they don't know, but they should be very careful not to put on a clown show. Because just because you have a boxer who's a 3-division champion, okay, and then she's going over here to mixed martial arts in an organization that used to be the WSOF. So she's going over there to build up her reputation. They have a reputation too. So they can't really go over there and put on some fights where you found an opponent at the Quick Trip, you know what I'm saying, outside smoking a cigarette and say, hey, you look like you fight. You want to be famous? Well, what do you mean be famous? What we say? You can step in there and fight one of the world's best in women's boxing. You know what I'm saying? This is your opportunity. You'll be on TV and everything. Oh, for real? So how long do I have to stop smoking? And how much I'm getting paid? Well, we'll talk about all that later, but it'll be more than what you're making right now, okay? All right. So is it go? Thumbs up? 2 thumbs up? All right. Just call me about 2 weeks so I can get off these Newports, because, telling from my voice, I am female, but my voice is all fucked up. But, I'll be ready. They go up there and find somebody from Quick Trip, goddammit. Carissa can't do that to herself. If she's going to fight anybody, fight somebody that has at least some type of mixed martial arts pedigree. I can't even bring her up because she's not even in the organization no more, which would have been a good name for her, but she's not there no more. So I can't bring her up no more. I can't bring her up. She's a bare knuckle right now. So I'm going to let her slide. All right. Shit, I can't even bring this female up. It's kind of hard to, to kind of see who's going to be in her weight class. Because PFL highest weight class is lightweight, people. Y'all need to understand that. You need to understand the information. The highest weight class for women is 155, which is lightweight. Robbing the bank. Yeah, Conor had his whole country behind him. Yeah, Conor will always have, just like Manny Pacquiao, Conor will always have a country, y'all. A country rooting him on. Listen. When look, you have to understand Conor McGregor came into freaking UFC with 2 motherfucking losses. It wasn't like he hasn't lost before, but in mixed martial arts, you can do that. You can have losses on your record and still be adored by the fans, right? So when he was able to accomplish what he did by stepping up and facing Nate Diaz, when he was subbed out, the people still was like, oh, we still love you, Conor. They out there singing in the crowd. You're going to be okay. We're still going to cheer you. You're still our king. The shit we wish for over here in America. We wish for shit like that. And then, look, we're still on Jake Paul and shit, but I'm kind of getting into the what's in the live chat, right? Just to give you a rundown. Conor McGregor, goes up here and do what he has to do. Gets the damn rematch and shit. Defeats Eddie Alvarez. He's on top of the motherfucking globe, y'all. He's standing on the motherfucking globe. He gets the fight with Floyd Mayweather. Boom. Hundreds of millions, right? Over 100 million, whatever. Then it took him forever to try to get back in the UFC. They was getting him, hey, you never defended your titles, Conor. What are you going to do? You still owe us. It took him forever to say, you know what? Should I just fucking retire? Like all this money in my account, why do I want to go back to mixed martial arts? So he decided to come back against Khabib. Khabib undefeated. He's 29-0 right now. They try to bring Conor McGregor back for one of the biggest fights in the UFC. But what Dana White fucked up and what the PFL and everybody else need to know about, promoting Jake Paul and Logan Paul is you have to convince the fans of its credibility for them to pay for the fight if it's going to be PPV. If it's pay-per-view, you have to convince the fans that it's legit. So with him coming back and facing Khabib, what Dana White did was allowed Conor McGregor to disrespect the man's family, religion, all that shit. Allowed him to promote his whiskey. He allowed promo of him coming up to NYC with the unit. He had like 15 dudes with him, include Artem Lobov, and toss a metal dolly into the window of a motherfucking team bus. He allowed all that to be inserted into the promo leading up to that fight. That's why I say Dana White don't care about that shit, bro. That built up the fight so much that people tuned in and say somebody's getting fucked up. You don't fuck with the Russians like that. But see, we don't get that shit with Jake Paul and Logan Paul. We don't get that somebody's gonna get fucked up. We just get that somebody's gonna lose. We gotta get somebody in there to say somebody's about to get fucked up. When Floyd Mayweather and Conor McGregor stepped in there, they actually thought somebody was gonna get fucked up. Because both of these guys are high-level pugilists and they own art. And, the speculation was legit. Who's going to get knocked the fuck out? So when he stepped in there with Khabib, he ended up being subbed out. He subbed him out in 4 rounds, y'all, with a fulcrum choke. It wasn't an RMC, that was a fulcrum choke. The choke is different. He subbed him out. What does people do? Oh, they was getting ready, and then all of a sudden, after all the build up, the disrespect and shit, what happened? Khabib jumped the gate and go after his damn cooperative, Dylan Dennis in the crowd, and a melee ensues. And let me tell you how fucked up it was, right? The fact that they fined Conor McGregor $50,000. And they fined Khabib for jumping the cage and starting the melee with Dylan Dennis. Dylan Dennis, who don't even have nothing. He doesn't have nowhere close to notoriety of Conor McGregor. They fined Khabib $500,000. Yes, you heard it. $500,000, y'all. Put the motherfucking meat on the grill. $500,000. Meat on the grill. Fry that shit. Half a motherfucking meal. Yes. So what about the press conferences? P-Boxing in the building. Salute to you, man. What's good? So you say, what about the press conferences? In my opinion, and I'm not going to speak too much in it because I really want to keep it on Jake Paul. But the press conferences was the way that Dana White wanted them to be. The disrespect, and the more disrespect. Because when it comes down to it, no fighter should have been allowed to throw a dolly and injure 3 to 4 other fighters on the bus and be allowed to throw that or insert it into the promotion leading up to a championship title match. And then also, if the Muslims don't drink, Dana White allowed him to promote his Proper 12 whiskey pour some in a glass and present it to Khabib and just totally disrespect him and his religion. And also he talked about his wife, being that she stays covered within the religious the rules. He called his wife a towel. You know, so Dana White allowed Conor McGregor to be absolutely disrespectful. That's why when he subbed him out, Khabib was livid. He was absolutely livid. That's why he threw his mouthpiece and jumped the cage and went out. But anyway, I can go on that for forever and a day. But what needs to happen right now? We need to hope that Floyd Mayweather doesn't put one of these Paul brothers on his resume. Seriously, I really don't want my boy Floyd to do this shit, because I'm looking at his mentality and making money. And right now, Floyd, I believe his mentality is this. He's like, you know what? I've earned the right to do what the fuck I want to do. So now that I'm not an active boxer, every fight that I step in the ring with needs to count for money. Floyd is going to be in shape. We already know that he's going to be in shape. And he's going to meticulously pick his fights for a huge amount of money so that the promoters can get paid, he get paid, and his opposition is paid. Either way it goes, it should be a win-win situation, but he has to pick the right opponent. And I don't think the Paul brothers, look, I'm telling you, Logan Paul, the brother of Jake Paul, is trying hard to step in the ring with Floyd Mayweather. He is calling out Floyd Mayweather all the way around the clock. It's all up there. Floyd has too much time on it. Look, Floyd is sitting back and he's trying to see what social media is saying. Social media is going to get him to put on another ski mask for 9 more fights. I'm telling you, Floyd is sitting back and he's watching and watching. And he's got his ski mask right over there sitting on the damn table. He said, y'all motherfuckers keep on hyping this little motherfucker up. All right, cool. And then the fact is that you got Jake Paul, who's like 23 years old. So he's about to step in there with young dudes. So that's going to give the audience just a little bit more to say, man, this dude potentially can fuck him up. And then you're like, how? How you think so? Because look, Floyd keep getting older and he's going to pick the wrong one. And you saw what Jake Paul, you saw what he did to Nate Robinson. They're going to start believing the hype. They're going to say, did you see what he did to Nate? He fucked Nate up. He fucked him up. Did you see him hit him with his right hand? They're not thinking that the fact that Nate was freaking a novice. His skills was beneath rudimentary, embryonic, undeveloped when it came to boxing. Now you ask motherfucking Nate Robinson to play a game of basketball against Jake Paul, you get a whole nother scenario. A whole nother scenario. We're talking about Nate Robinson, who played in the Big Three, y'all. Nate Robinson was playing in the Big Three, as small as he is. But now, with the Paul brothers being on the zone, and now Jake Paul being under Tyson and Roy Jones, I do believe we're about to witness him stepping there with another 2 to 3 fights. And it's going to be on some cards that you didn't think that he would ever be on. And boxing is going to continue to push this. Why? Because the promoters are greedy enough to fill their pockets. And if the fans are willing to tune in and put enough hype behind these Paul brothers, they're going to continue to be on cards where you're saying, you know what, they shouldn't be on these cards because they haven't earned the right. Well, they keep on earning money. Well, fuck the right. You know what I'm saying? Fuck the right. They earning money. And if they aren't earning money, that means the promoters are earning money. Do I believe he's going to headline? He have to be with the right person. Like right now, if Jake Paul was about to go in there with KSI again, I'm talking about a Paul brother, okay? Because he defeated Logan. But if he was about to step in there with KSI, and we got a KSI Jake Paul, then people will go see that because KSI has a win over his brother. So people see that. But then, you know, you have to scrounge around and say, okay, Conor McGregor. Well, Conor McGregor, what will his price tag be? Because believe it or not, Jake Paul is the B-side if it's Conor McGregor. No ifs, ands, or buts about it. Conor McGregor and what he's been able to accomplish with his losses, even though he's 0-1 in the boxing ring. As much as I don't like using the A-side, B-side, Conor McGregor is still the A-side. Because Conor McGregor has stepped in there with Floyd Mayweather and lost. Jake Paul has stepped in there with two individuals who are considered absolute undeveloped babies when it comes to learning boxing. Not the case with Floyd Mayweather. Legitimate, validated, solidified, cemented Floyd Mayweather. Future Hall of Famer. Nevada State Athletic Commission. Nevada Hall of Famer. I mean, come on, man. Don't give him too much crack when he sit up here and tell me I'm going to be one of boxing biggest stars. I might be the new Mayweather. Don't give him too much crack. Don't sit up there and say, hey, Jake Paul, can I get a picture? And by the way, hey man, don't tell nobody, but here goes some more crack. And I'm giving you a brand new pipe because I know you've been smoking with a used pipe. That's why you out here fucking off in the community trying to convince people you about to be the next Mayweather. So I gave you a clean pipe. You know what I'm saying? I'm giving you that good shit, Jake Paul. I'm giving you that good shit. Make sure you by yourself when you smoke it. You might start to hallucinate. You know what I'm saying? But that is to make sure that when you wake up, you ain't out here talking that shit that you're going to be the next Floyd Mayweather. All right? And then the fact that you're saying you're going to be the next biggest star in boxing, listen, you're going to have to damn step your competition up. And when you step your competition up, you're going to get knocked the fuck out. You understand that? So once this picture over, I want you to hurry up and get back to the hotel. Tell the people that you want to be alone. I want you to smoke this crack for me, all right? I don't want to see you back out here in the media talking this bullshit that you're going to be the next biggest star in boxing. Because just because you fought two individuals nobody knows in the sport, they wasn't even boxers. Your first opponent was a YouTube sensation like you. And then your second one was a freaking 3-time NBA slam dunk and an NBA professional player and a prior football player at a lower tier. So you out here talking that shit. I need for you to just do me this favor. Go back, light that pipe up, relax, and stay your ass out the fucking media. You understand that, Paul? Good. What's going on, Kevin? Salute to you. What's good? Man, hey, you hear people on here, you know, boosting up Jake Paul. They have to be held accountable because this is no way, shape, or form something that we need to encourage when it comes to one of our greats. Seriously. But, you know, as much as I might be advocating against Floyd Mayweather stepping in there with Jake Paul or Logan Paul, social media might get out here and say, nah, we want to see Floyd. He's much older now. You know, I feel it's the right time. The opportunity presents itself. Look, by golly, let it happen. Let it happen. I believe, you know, Logan Paul has what it takes. I do. I believe he's been in there before in the ring. It's not like he doesn't know what's going on. He has a little bit of that grit and determination to go in there against the best. And look, all he has to do is go the distance. I'm telling you, Floyd is not going to allow a boxer pretender to come in there for a bout that should be considered an exhibition bout. But for Floyd Mayweather, he wants it to be on his record. You think they're going the distance? No, he's going to carry you like a new suitcase, and then he's going to put your ass down when he feels like it. There's no carry-ons in this motherfucker. There's no carry-on. You ain't getting carried on to the 12. No. Motherfucker, you going in the luggage department. Floyd is not going to allow you to go the distance with him. He's going to give the fans, because he's a corporate guy. He's all about the money. He's going to give the fans what they want. So depending on how he's feeling, he's going to take you into the 6th, 7th round. You know what I'm saying? He's going to take you around there just to give the fans what they want. Then he's going to put you out. And of course, the referee is going to be there to save the day. But listen, if Floyd Mayweather ever fights on Triller, which I doubt, because him and Tyson, they don't have the best amicable relationship, right? But just say, for instance, if Floyd fights on Triller, from what I seen from the referees the other day, would allow Nate Robinson, who was face planted 3 times, Floyd might have to literally break his motherfucking hands to get the fight stopped. Like, he might have to really dig down, because he might have to drop a fighter 15 times for the referee to stop the fight. Were y'all looking at what the fuck I was looking at? The referee allowed Nate Robinson, after he was hit in the back of the head, he allowed him to resume fighting after facing a brutal second knockdown. Nate was underneath the bottom rope. It wasn't the Dillian White bottom rope. It wasn't the Bermain Stavern bottom rope. He was face first. He was face first under the bottom rope. That shit was fucked up. When he raised his head to get up, the bottom rope's like, nah, stay your ass down. Stay your ass down. Nate, don't do it. Nate, I'm tapping you on the back of your head so you won't get up. Stay your ass down, bro. Don't do it. Nope. Nate had to save face and do it for the NBA and stand back up. Eyes all discombobulated. His mental state in disarray. The referee up there, Nate, you asked for this. You okay? No, I'm not okay. Nate, relax. I'm gonna ask you again. Are you okay? No, ref. What round is it, round? Okay, you sound good to me, Nate. Have fun. Fight. The referee said, fight. Go ahead, Jake Paul, get him. Jake Paul probably looked at the ref and say, his eyes are going in different directions. Are you sure he okay? I said fight, didn't I? Don't question me. Don't second guess me. I said fight. And 4 punches later, he's on his face again. He went over there and put his hand on freaking Nate's back. Nate, I'm gonna ask you, are you breathing? I feel you breathing, Nate. Just relax. Help is on the way. Help is on the way. Nate Robinson, he was fucked up after that second knockdown. I felt bad for him. I was like, damn, Nate. Don't get up. The top rope was the bottom rope was telling you, nah, shawty. Stay your ass down there, shawty. Don't get up. No, motherfucker, stay your ass down here. He had to get up. You don't do that shit when you get hit in the back of the head like that. That could have been downright permanent. And that referee was like working in the cartel, goddammit. Nate Robinson was dropped face first 3 times, and that referee allowed the fight. The first 2 knockdowns allowed the fight to happen again, only for him to face a 3rd knockdown, face first, knocked out, head facing the opposite side, the opposite direction of his toes. Damn. Got to give the people what they want. Shit, what we talking about, King? We talking about freaking Coliseum? We talking about freaking Gladiator? We waiting on him to give thumbs down, thumbs up. What we waiting on? We wait for them to unleash the motherfucking cage door and let the tigers and the lions come out, and you got to kill them with your bare hands. I mean, what we waiting on? Are we waiting on death? Are we waiting on the smell of death? You know what I'm saying? What are we waiting on here? Because you can smell blood from miles away. What are we waiting on? Carnage? Are we waiting on a motherfucking wake? Because they have to look after this fight right here with Jake Paul. They have to step up his competition. It has to be a fighter. Seriously, it has to be a fighter. No more bubblegum off the goddamn curve. You know, get a little bit of Play-Doh, mix them together and form a motherfucking fighter to face Jake Paul. We don't need no more bodies like that. We need some real human beings that are skilled in the art of combat, just enough to step in there with somebody who has a skill set as them. Period. Jake Paul is a fighter. He's not a boxer. Just because you was able to, do a couple leg feints and damn, do the same 1-2 combinations over and over again. I think the most punches, he sat up there and landed that 4 punch at the end, because you're talking about a fighter like Nate Robinson, he doesn't have the ring IQ to stop rushing in like that. For some reason, it felt like Nate was trying to run to the hoop and do a layup every single fucking time. You cannot do that. If you're giving him the calling card every time, boom, I'm about to rush in. You touch me, I'm rushing in. I'm just letting my hands go. I really don't know what I'm looking at. I don't know what the target looked like, because Nate Robinson is just running in there, flailing away. He had no idea what his target location was as far as what punch he wanted to throw and where. He was just letting his hands flop around, and Jake Paul was able to catch him. It's not good. It's not good for real, man. It's not good for the sport. Real talk. It's not good, y'all. So, once again, if I know a lot of y'all gonna see, look, I'm thinking freaking Jake Paul. I'm thinking he might be at the fight this weekend. I'm telling you, he's gonna suck this shit up. He thinks he's this big celebrity. He knocked out Nate Robinson, an NBA player, ex-player, big 3. He probably going to be at the Errol Spence and Danny Garcia fight, to be honest, people. Seriously, I believe Jake Paul is going to be in the building. Why wouldn't he? Why wouldn't he? If I see him there, why wouldn't I take a picture with him? Because I need some more content for my thumbnail. Why wouldn't I take a picture with him? I'm just playing. I don't do that with fighters. I don't take pictures to put them up on the thumbnail and chastise them like that. That's not what I do. But I'm just saying, he probably would be at the Spence Garcia fight, y'all. He's really gonna ride this shit to the motherfucking hubcaps pop, and the wheels are off that bitch, and we're riding on straight axle down the street. Sparks, every fucking thing. He's 23 years old. Can you only imagine Jake Paul record? professional boxing record being 10-1? It's possible. Because time he lose, they're going to put him in there with some more garbage. This dude, at one point in time, a YouTube sensation, might present himself on BoxRec as a 10-1 fighter. Right now, he probably going around saying, you know what? I am the Arthur Beterbieves. I am Edgar Berlanga. He don't have shit on me. He went through all that amateur shit, and he's really a boxer. But look at me. Me and him is no different. My knockouts are just like his knockouts. He's probably going around telling motherfuckers that, dog. Real talk. I'm not bullshitting. Do you want to know what his knockout percentage is, y'all? Because y'all think I'm bullshitting when I bring up these talking points, man. Check this out. Y'all think I'm bullshitting? He's going around talking about he's Arthur Beterbiev and Edgar Berlanga. And I mean, look at this shit, dog. Check this out. What does that say right there? What does that say, people? Does that not say 100%? This dude on Sunday was probably so fucked up. And he's like, dude, hey, do you think you ever would have seen me on BoxRec with 100% KO percent? 100% knockout. Come on, dude. When we was making those videos, do you actually believe you ever would have saw me up here undefeated? I'm unfucking defeated, dude. 100%. Jake Paul is sitting at 100%, y'all. Residence, Calabasas. Who's winning? This dude is fucking winning, dog. But look, we don't need for him to win against some of the big names out there. We don't need for him to motherfucking win, dog. That way. I'm done sharing this. Let me remove this shit from the stream. But y'all feel me? This shit with Nate Robinson lying face down, right? This is his claim to fame. Listen, people, how do a referee? How does Tyson Fury get up? How does Amir Khan, James Kirkland? How does Manny Pack? How do you have fighters who have been reclined on the canvas? How does Nate Robinson, with no prior boxing experience, that's face first like this, how is he allowed to get up? How? I mean, what are we doing in the sport of boxing? We trying to kill people now? Like, how in the fuck is he allowed to get up like this? This dude is face down, face down, face down. Come on, bro. That's dangerous. I'm not gonna lie, that's dangerous as shit. And not to mention all the memes. This was after the fight. There was a meet after the fight. Somebody went with the memes and put the little lion cub out there on Nate. The internet is so fucked up as a damn how you put it? Not environment. As a motherfucking temperature or as a motherfucking setting. The internet is just so fucked up. And why am I even showing that though, man? I got mad respect for the man for stepping in there, but god damn it, it's his teammates, his former teammates that was dogging the fuck out of Nate Robinson. Steven said, Berlanga said that he would end his career. Listen, if Berlanga, look, if Berlanga ever takes a fight with Logan Paul, because that's the only one that you can put in there first. You need Logan Paul in there first. You need the older brother in there first. All right. The reason why I'm saying you need the older brother in there first, so that he can see the detriment that's about to go down. So he can witness to that shit as a 2-0 fighter who's bragging about his KO percentage being 100%. He needs to see what it's like. He needs to be the witness. Edgar Berlanga could not let Logan or Jake Paul get out the first minute. Fuck the first round, the first minute. Berlanga needs to have these motherfuckers up under the bottom rope, onto the floor like Bernard Hopkins. He can't allow them to get out the first minute of the first round, because if they do get out the first round, they're gonna jump on YouTube. They're gonna say, "I went around with Edgar Berlanga. Did you check his record? Did you check his record? All his knockouts are in the first round." Could you imagine if Jake and Logan Paul made it out of the first round with Berlanga? That's all they want to do. With the first person, check this out. Conor McGregor may be, the one that, the first mixed martial artist to go over there and fight Floyd Mayweather. But goddamn it, I went in there with the rising star, a young rising star who has 100% knockout ratio too in the first round. But guess what? I made it out of the first round. I made it out against a bona fide killer in Berlanga. I made it out. He cannot allow these dudes to make it out the first minute. They need to represent Nate Robinson Challenge. Serious. Let's put a halt to this bullshit. I know damn well. And then let's look at Ken put. Ken said put him in there with Brandon Rios. It would sell. And the only thing about that Ken is this. We all know Brandon Rios can't trash talk like that. Dude have a problem trash talking. You gotta at least know how to trash talk a little bit with Jake Paul, because he got a big fucking mouth, dog. And then he's gonna be over talking Brandon Rios, who's trying to get his words together and shit. I don't think it'll be good for boxing, because Brandon Rios is actually a legitimate boxer. Do we want to see Brandon Rios in there taking unnecessary punches because he's past it? I don't know if I want to see that shit. I know he's not a Danny Garcia. We don't know, we know Danny Garcia was going to land that damn hook sooner or later. But we don't want Brandon Rios going down from a Jake Paul right hand. Come on, bro. We have to band together in this boxing community one way or the other. We cannot allow Brandon Rios to be the damn the victim. I'm pretty sure some other boxers out there we can pick besides Brandon Rios. We just have to find them. There's some other fighters out there, period. We need to search the YMCA, man. Publix. We need to continue to get those fighters. We need to find someone that is basically lighting up the amateur scene, that wants to turn professional, because once they turn professional, they're done. That has pretty decent experience in boxing and ready to turn professional and take on a fight with Jake Paul. You know what I'm saying? Because I believe Brandon Rios still can go in there and beat Jake Paul. Still, I believe he can. I wouldn't mind seeing Marcus Maidana come back and fight Jake Paul. Get Chino, the Argentinian OG. Get Chino back in here and let him give Jake Paul that work. Let him give him that work. Look, Chino don't have to worry about Jake Paul going to the body. He don't know shit about going to the body. So, what affected Marcus Madonna when he was shit? He don't have to fucking worry about that. It's all headshots. And when you're talking about that with Marcus Madonna, he's good. Bring Chino back. That's who I want to see in there. Because I know Chino ain't going to be bullshitting around. Bring Ricardo Mayorga. I heard he was locked up, though. But if he's out, bring him back to the motherfucking ring. And the cigarette. Yeah. That's who we need. We can't bring B-Hop back. We can't do that. B-Hop is just too smart. We can't bring a boxing nerd back. We can't bring B-Hop back. Even though people tune in, we can't do that. We can't bring the professor back to give this guy a lesson because B-Hop might say, I'm never going to lose to a white boy again. Y'all got to admit what I just did. That's a clash. B-Hop might say, I'm not going to lose to a white boy again. You know what I'm saying? Because we said that, everybody's like, ooh, when Devin Haney said it, ooh. B-Hop come back and say that shit to Logan Paul, I think he'll be totally flabbergasted and say, what the fuck? B-Hop, you still on that shit? I'm going to fuck you up. And can't too many people talk better trash than B-Hop. Can't too many people do it. Yeah, I want to see B-Hop come back. Get this guy a lesson. You know who I don't want to see? Oscar De La Hoya. I don't want to see Oscar come back and fight Jake Paul. Because Oscar's the kind of dude that would not win for the better good of the business. He'll somewhere try to lose and then say, hey, Jake, I have a fighter that you can fight. But it has to be on the Golden Boy banner. You know what I'm saying? No, I don't want to see that shit. Who else is out there for the Paul brothers to fight? That's not really active in the sport anymore. That's around the weight class. Who else can we bring out? I can't bring out the greats. I can't bring out the greats, man. I can't even dare say those names. I can't do it. Who else is out there? I don't know. I have to figure it out. D Hodges in the building. What's good? Why is he talking about fighting Triple G? Being that I care very little about Triple G. I remember back in the day when I was saying Triple G was overrated, and people was like, "What you talking about?" Triple G doesn't know how to go in there and play to the crowd. Now, Canelo Alvarez does, but not Triple G. Triple G will go in there and destroy Jake Paul and change his life forever. Because right now he's chasing a fight with Canelo Alvarez. And if by chance he's able to step in the ring with Jake Paul before he gets Canelo Alvarez, only thing is going to be on his mind is go in here and shut this kid up. Hold on for a second, people. Yeah, we back. We back. We back. So Oscar said he would pick Triple G apart. Okay, if you're talking about Oscar fighting Triple G, okay, I give him a little bit of credit. Not Jake Paul, but okay, Triple G, both of them old. You know what I'm saying? I give them both a little chance being close to AARP members and hospice care. You know what I'm saying? So therefore, why not bring? Why not entertain this shit? Oscar De La Hoya, I believe he has a bigger name. You know, is he willing to fight Triple G at 60? I mean, hey, people tune in to watch that shit. But the one thing I'm you know, hearing these two names, I'm a little bit skeptical about is Oscar De La Hoya's body. Triple G is gonna go to the body. He's gonna go to the body. How good is Oscar's body right now? You know, we've seen him go down from a body shot. You think Triple G is not gonna do it? Hell yeah, he's gonna do it. He's gonna send that Hallmark card early, postage and everything. Big drummer show, body. You know, and Abel Sanchez is gonna be in the back. Knock him out, Oscar. He betrayed me. Knock him out, Oscar. I hate him. He gets a new contract and leaves me. Knock him out, Oscar. Abel Sanchez be hated like a motherfucker. Knock him out, Oscar. Get my revenge. I will get my revenge on you, Triple G. Oh my God, man. Can you imagine Abel Sanchez being in the building? He's over there training Oscar. Come on, bro. Abel Sanchez got this mean mug look on his face. What if Oscar allows Abel to train him, though? Wow. What if he allows Oscar? What if Oscar allows Abel Sanchez to train him for the fight with Triple G, being that he's the one that used to be the former trainer? How much betrayal and intrigue will that lead up to the fight? That would be good, right? That should be tight. Abel Sanchez, who knows Triple G really well, given all the jewels, it still won't be enough, but it would be a good lead up. It'll have that it factor to it. Yeah. 21 strong in the building. Salute to you. I think it'll be pretty decent if they fight, but I wouldn't want to see Oscar De La Hoya fighting Jake Paul. I wouldn't want to see that shit. But if you're talking about Oscar and Triple G, and then, you know, Abel Sanchez, you know, stirring up the pot and getting people to tune in and making it a personal motherfucking vendetta that he has against Triple G, hell yeah. That's what they need. Because right now, Triple G is hurting for viewers. The dude he's about to fight right there, is a cousin of Casper the Ghost, because nobody know who the fuck he is. So he would need that. After he go over here and finish this dude, if that's the case, because he looked like crap against Sergey Derevyanchenko. Let's be honest. Triple G lost that fight. Let's be honest now. He lost that fight. But anyway, after his next fight, God damn it, let's get him in there with Oscar. Abel Sanchez, the trainer. Make it personal. And let's go. Let's have a soft touch. And then see after that next fight, he gets Canelo Alvarez or whatever. Yeah, that's it. That's the plan, y'all. That's the motherfucking plan right there. What if Oscar beats Triple G? Man, I will laugh my ass off, boy. I will watch Abel Sanchez run around the arena. I told you, my revenge. My revenge. I told you not to leave me, Triple G. I told you. It is my revenge. Leonidas. I told you, you will pay, Leonidas. Man, goddamn. Abel Sanchez is looking for the moment, y'all. You think he ain't waiting? Hell yeah, he don't. Look, Abel Sanchez is gonna be waiting. He be making them phone calls. Hey, put the APB out. Let everybody know. Bolo. Bolo. They want me to train them for freaking Triple G. Let me know. I know everything about him. Let me know. Now it ain't gonna be free, but let me know. I know everything about him. I know what he eats. I know what punches he don't like. I know his openings. I know his flaws. I know his strengths. All that shit. Let me know. Abe was just waiting for the right time, people. Real talk. He's just waiting. But if Oscar beats Triple G and becomes the IBF world champion, and whatever that other belt he has, the IBO, which is still trying to gain some type of illumination in the boxing sanctioning bodies, whatever. But just say, for instance, Oscar becomes the IBF at his age. I'm like, damn, who would he fight? And this got to be at 60, right? I can name you one person that's an opportunist like that that'll come down there and fight Oscar De La Hoya. Real talk. Y'all know who it is. Put it in live chat. Come on, man. Let's have some fun. Y'all know who it is. If Oscar De La Hoya wins the IBF title, who's gonna come down there and fight him first? Put it in chat. Come on, put that shit in the chat, man. I know y'all understand where I'm going with this. Who will it be? Who will be the first one to step up and say, Oscar, I got you. Let's make the fight. Let's go. Who will it be? Come on, man. Who are opportunists like that? Who will step in there and say, Oscar, I got you. Me and you. Let's go. Let's make some money. Yeah. 21 Strong said it. Canelo Alvarez. Canelo will bring his punk ass back down to 60. Ven aquí, amigo. Me and you fight. ¿Sí? ¿Te entiendes? Ay, sí. I mean, Canelo Alvarez will be in that motherfucking division faster than you can blink. And then Charlie be like, no, man, mine's only, dog. What you doing, dog? You come down to 60 to fight Oscar just because he picked up the belt on the WBC. Then he gonna get on the phone. Haney, did you see what Canelo's doing? They trying to treat me like they treat you. Lines only, guy. Come on, Canelo. Man, Canelo come back down to 60 and fight Oscar De La. I mean, oh my God. Can you imagine the controversy that'll be? He drops back down to 60 to face an old, antiquated Oscar De La Hoya, but yet he never really been, motivated or show any sign to come back down there and fight Charlo. Andrade. Come on, y'all. That shit will be, man, it'll be people so pissed off. Real talk. Canelo is an opportunist like that. He's able to make his own moves right now. So definitely he'll be the first one to go down there and say, hey, Oscar, it's time for me and you to make money, buddy. You want to make some money? Let's go. You get knocked the fuck out, but we can make some money. It's just give me another, title to add to my credentials. And that's what it's for. I allow you to make some money. And, that's what it is. And I'm the A side, right, Oscar? Okay, cool. As long as you know I'm the A side, we don't have anything to worry about. That'll be good shit for boxing, man. That'll be some quality shit for boxing. Even though it'll be fucked up, it'll be, filled with the plot. You know what I'm saying? Canelo Alvarez returns to 160 to fight an older statesman. You know what I'm saying? The former Oscar De La Hoya. Oh, man. The motherfucking media will run like I don't know what. Yeah, I agree. Said Canelo like picking up them quick belts. Yep. And you know what? Um, Oscar De La Hoya will be Canelo's Rocky Fielding. Period. He went up there and scooped up that WBA regular title from Fielding at 68. He come back down here to 60 and scoop up this motherfucking IBF title from Oscar. It'll be that simple. Because if you think for 1 second Canelo's not digging to the body just like he did Rocky Fielding, you have him mistaken, dog. Canelo is saying, I'm going to the body. I'm not going to take this motherfucker out no longer. I'm not going to prolong the fight any longer than it needs to be. I'm taking him out. I'm going straight to the body because I know that shit's not conditioned. Canelo stops Oscar De La Hoya in about 2 rounds. I give him 2 rounds, 1 or 2 rounds. But we also have to take in consideration that Canelo is a corporate guy. Canelo understands, he don't want the Mexican people to give him any more hate and going to him destroying and making Oscar look extremely bad. You know what I'm saying? I don't think he's trying to do him dirty like Julio Cesar Chavez Jr. I don't think so. That's crazy. Facts, I was at that fight at MSG. Man, boxing is a weird dynamic. We have social media, and look at this way. Y'all look at this, right? Just take this in consideration, right? As to why you have so many people on social media that are working their ass off. Now, it used to be blue collar worker. You know what I'm saying? It used to be circulating around what Labor Day actually means, right? But now you have an opportunity to create social media and build a following. And people believe that they potentially can be social media famous. Because what they not understand is social media don't have a retirement plan though. But in the moment, they can become famous off social media. Anybody. You get enough dumb people to follow you and say, well, the dumb shit you're doing, then you can become social media famous. And believe it or not, people, this is going to be the setting that begins to make some of the boxing fights in the future. I'm telling you. Did you see what was taking place between Gary Russell Jr. and Devin Haney? Did you see the energy that fulminated in between those weeks that went by day to day? And potentially Gary Russell calling out Terrence Bud Crawford 4 divisions up? Did you see, him attempting to breach the featherweight division and come up here and fight Devin Haney? Did you see the energy that was put into that? Did you see how many viewers was tuned into that? You might want to take that in consideration. That ain't the last time that shit's going to happen. Seriously, that's not the last time that shit's going to happen. And the hardcore boxing fans out here saying, damn, you had a YouTube sensation steal the night of 2 legends, Iron Mike Tyson and Roy Jones. They stole the motherfucking night. All people looking at, okay, they both had WBC belts on. They looked their age, but yet it was no knockouts, which we appreciate. We appreciate neither Tyson or Roy Jones was laying out on the canvas. We appreciate that. And I don't have no problem with how either fighter, Roy or Tyson, fought the bout. I'm just glad it wasn't any knockdowns. I'm glad they was able to finish to the last round. Much respect, for real. But I was surprised that Mike Tyson was able to go the distance the way he was. Seriously. Because I say it again, like dude say he smoked weed before he came out there. And he wasn't a clean fighter going in there. And, he was able to go in there and show us flashes of the old Mike Tyson. But to have Nate Robinson and Jake Paul steal the show. And people, look, I'm up here talking about it. I had to talk about it because, being on a couple other groups, and it's really people out here once again building Jake Paul up like they did Conor McGregor. It's people out here actually talking about Jake Paul as if he's Conor McGregor seeking out Floyd Mayweather. Please don't do it, Floyd. We beg you. Please don't fight a Paul, brother. Don't, man. Don't do that shit, bro. I know you allow Conor McGregor to get away with some shit you would never allow a man to do. The dude was tapping you on your head. He was grabbing your money bag. He was being disrespectful to your family. We don't need to see that again just for the bag. We don't need for you to just basically say, fuck it. As long as I get paid type of shit. They don't deserve it. The Paul brothers don't deserve to be in the ring with Floyd. Jake Paul didn't deserve to be in there with Mike Tyson and Roy Jones. They didn't deserve that shit to be on the same card as Badu Jack. I'm just being honest. He didn't deserve it. They have did nothing for the sport. With this knockout of Nate Robinson, nothing for the sport. Who was Nate Robinson when it came to boxing? Nobody. Who was Gibbs? Nobody. What has he done for the sport of boxing? Absolutely nothing. So how are these people up here bigging up Jake Paul because he is basically famous once again via YouTube for them making a meme out of a boxer? I mean, God damn, I can't believe I said that. Out of a boxing match in which you had two individuals who went in there to fight. They're not boxers, they're fighters on that night. And one of the fighters was knocked out cold. That's all I can say about that. But I can tell you a reality. If you get someone that can box, I can tell you a reality based off one of the fights we've seen this past week. Joe Joyce and Daniel Dubois. If you get a boxer in there with a fighter that's trying to be a counterpuncher like Jake Paul, you get a boxer in there, they're gonna have the same results as Daniel. Get a decent boxer in there. For him, don't call out. Okay, one thing we don't have to worry about. Conor McGregor, he's not gonna throw that many jabs. But you get someone who knows the fundamentals that can fool the promoters, that they're trash. All you have to do is go in there and jab the shit out of Jake Paul, and then we get Daniel Dubois, who fucked up his orbital. Joe Joyce fucked up his orbital strictly off a jab, and Dubois didn't want to use any defense. If you get a fighter, a boxer in there like that against Jake Paul, it will shut that shit down. No ifs, ands, or buts about it. Shut it down. Because right now, he's not popping his jab with any conviction to set up the right hand. He's just throwing it. And freaking, as we say this 1,000 times over, Nate Robinson was giving him he was giving him the open door policy. You touch me once, I'm running towards you. Pop, pop, pop. Easy. Just pop. Just throw the shit out there, get Nate all riled up. He come running through the front door. Shut him down. That's all Nate Robinson was doing, man. What the fuck are you thinking? Nobody toss you a basketball and say, here, run through the hole and do a layup. No, it was run through the hole, get knocked the fuck out. Medic. These groups are bigging up Jake Paul as if he really has a chance against these professional fighters, man. Dude is going around, he probably went out there and celebrated and say, once again, man, I got 100% knockout ratio. You can't fuck with me. Jake Paul versus Canelo Alvarez, book it. Nah, bro. No. I'll take that back. What am I saying? Nah. I would love for Canelo to step in there with Jake Paul because he would absolutely humiliate Jake Paul. And plus, people come out to see it. That's Canelo Alvarez. Yeah, I'd like to see that. Those Paul boys are making a mockery of the sport of boxing. I agree, man. I agree. They doing what they doing to make that money. And like I said, boxing allows any promoter. It doesn't matter how many fights you put on. If you have the pockets to put on this fight, to pay for promo, insurance, to pay for the fighters' purses and their teams, whatever, you can put on a fight. You just got to have the pockets and the investors and the sponsorship to make it happen. As long as boxing allows any promoter, like who ever heard of Triller? No one ever heard of Triller before Mike Tyson, started promoting it. It was on the Triller app. What the fuck, Triller? Did he say Triller or Thriller? Okay, Triller. Now Mike Tyson has brought so much exposure to Triller, people are going to start to tune in and watch what the next card is going to be. Mike Tyson is talking about going overseas or whatever, fighting in Monaco and all that other shit, fighting a fighter we don't know. Those are the type of fights that you're going to look at like, okay, Mike, you need a stronger undercard for this one. Because we, the American people, we don't know those individuals. We don't know that fighter. So he's going to have to basically have a pretty solid undercard just to get the U.S. viewership. You know what I'm saying? He's going to have to do something special. Now, say, for instance, Conor McGregor fight on the card over there. Then you get the viewership. If Conor McGregor is fighting freaking Jake Paul over there, cool. That's how you make your money. Now, I know y'all probably listening, but goddamn it, that is how you make your money on a card over there. That is how you make your money. And then you have another up and coming sensation. You have to get a top name and put them out there. Somebody that's exciting. You know what I'm saying? You have to have somebody that's exciting to be on that card. Right now, they just stick in the boxing. But we have to have somebody that's a little bit flashy, There's not too far at the top, but they're trying to make it at the top. Put them in there with a soft touch, but yet someone who's going to compliment them in the ring. You got to have a card like that for us to turn in overseas. If not, you're going to be asking yourself like, damn, I feel like I just went on a vacation for nothing and got nothing out of it. I barely got a paycheck. Because you can't tell me Mike Tyson is going to get 10 motherfucking million every time he fights. You trying to tell me Mike is going to get 10 million every time he steps in there on Triller? How? I mean, how's that fucking possible? 10 million? They must have some deep pockets if Mike is going to get 10 mil for every showcase that he's fighting on Triller. I'm just saying. I really wish Nate Campbell would punish that Paul boy. See, look, I know you mentioned this last time. Listen. Nate Campbell's a different type of dude. Nate Campbell would change that dude's life, period. Nate Campbell is not playing by any rules. He ain't going in there to fuck around with them Paul brothers. Nate Campbell might goddamn swing on them during the press conference. He don't play by the rules. Nate is not going to play by the rules. The fight might be called off at the last minute because Nate and his people has basically beat Logan Paul and freaking Jake Paul up in the lobby of the motherfucking hotel. If you look at Nate Campbell fights, you will know that he ain't fucking around, dog. He already tried to get in BKFC, and David Feldman. He was like, "No, Nate, we ain't ready for you, dog. Because when the bell sound to end the round, you got to stop punching." And Nate was like, yeah, because when I was there that time, Nate was there. He's like, man, I'm trying to get on here. I want them to put us on this BKFC. He was trying to get on, but he never could. I don't know what the problem was, but he was there. You know what I'm saying? Nate is not the kind of dude that will go in here and take it light. He has a reputation to withhold. He trains fighters. So for him to step in there in the ring and fight a dude like that, and Jake, he would change Jake Paul's life for the worse, for real. You talking about memes? I mean, you might, see Jake Paul land face down, right? And then you might see Nate Campbell, in midair with his elbow out, like he's about to damn drop an elbow on the backside of damn Jake Paul's head. You never know, man. I'm telling you. They might have headlines out there. Nate Campbell stumps Jake Paul while he's down and knocked out, unconscious, banned from the sport of boxing. But sir, how can he be banned? And Mike Tyson was biting ears off, and he's the one in charge of Legends Only League. How does that work? What Nate did wasn't that bad compared to basically, Mike Tyson demonstrating he does have cannibalistic intentions. You know what I'm saying? I mean, how is that fucked up? Shit, you can't sit up here and downplay Mike Tyson shit. That guy did so much. Boy, man, Nate Campbell fucked damn Jake Paul's life up for real. It'll be all bad. But it'll be a get back for boxing. If he goes in there and fuck up Jake Paul the right way, it'll be a win for boxing, just to let them know, if you really want to call out somebody that won't hesitate to step in there and probably won't even train for the fight, that'd be Nate Campbell. Seriously, that'll be Nate Campbell, hands down. Because Jake Paul, after he does come to, say, dude, what the fuck happened, dude? Is it just me? Or I was knocked out and I felt somebody stump in the back of my head, dude. What am my brother Logan at? Hey, Logan, come here, dude. What happened? Man, I'm pissed off. Nate knocked you down, but then he ran over to you and started stumping you in the back of the head. Talking about boxing. You're not a boxer. He was stumping you, dude. And I was like, no, Nate, no. Dude, did they find him? No, they don't find him, man. He left the arena. How's your head feeling? Man, I don't know, man. I'm still kind of fucked up. I'm buzzing right now. How does it look back there? He didn't leave his footprint on the back of my neck, did he? Tell him Nate Campbell fucked that guy up. Who else in boxing? I already mentioned Ricardo Mayorga. You got to put the real ones in here. The real ones that'll come back and play this game the right way. But I don't think Jake Paul, if he has any sense, he won't pick them. He won't pick the real ones that's been out the sport. He won't pick the real ones. Fuck no. Hell no. Jake Paul ain't that stupid. But I tell you what, you fuck around and pick Nate Campbell, you in for a goddamn motherfucking long 2 years in recovery. And boxing will be like, yeah, you don't play boxing, motherfucker. You don't play boxing. That's what you get. You picked out the wrong one. And look, the trash talking would be equal, because that motherfucker Nate, he'll trash talk your ass to the right way. He'll tell you some shit you ain't never heard. Yeah. So yeah, man, y'all pass the word. Y'all see motherfucking Jake Paul in Calabasas in his mansion, because Jake Paul said he was away from his mansion for 6 months. Like, people supposed to be feeling sorry for his ass. Like, you got boxers who got money that leave their mansions for fight camp. So he said he had to leave his damn, what he said, $6 million mansion, $6 to $8 million mansion or something like that. I think it was 8. He had to leave that for 6 months so he can go train. You know what I'm saying? So we supposed to feel sorry for him because he stays in Calabasas. Yeah, the same Jake Paul who mansion was raided not too long ago because they took it upon themselves during the pandemic to put themselves on camera or whatever, some of his affiliates or whatever. They wanted to go out there looting. But anyway, back to boxing, man. That's what it is. You know, we can only hope if the next opponent is somebody that's worthy, has boxing value, has the credentials, and also the damn cachet of technique. You know what I'm saying? We need that first and foremost. We need somebody out here that can box. Stop putting these non-boxers in there and giving this guy freaking credit as if he's really doing something special. That shit is fucked up. That's not the case. It's not the case, man. I'm pushing it so these guys can know you can't play boxing. Yeah, man, that's the right person to have in there. If they really want to get fucked up besides getting B-hop in there, you want somebody with a loosely, like I'm talking about a very loose sense of sensitivity, that'd be Nate. Just call up Nate and say, hey, Jake Paul said he'll fuck you up, Nate. For real? So when we do the paperwork? Next week? Okay, cool. You gonna be cool with that? Because you're not gonna have a fight camp. All right, fine. Please, I think he'll say fine. All right, cool. I don't need no fight. All right, good. Either way it goes, you know, he gonna find a way to teach him a lesson and goddamn give him a boxing clinic. But we all know that Jake Paul is trying to get the ticket. Jake Paul and Logan Paul is trying to get the Mayweather ticket like their boy Conor. And if you look at the mannerisms and freaking behavior of Jake Paul, he's trying to emulate Conor McGregor. He's trying so hard to be the boxing Conor McGregor. For real. That's what he's trying to do. But he can never be Conor McGregor because, believe it or not, Conor has did what he's supposed to in the MMA arena. But Jake Paul will never be able to do what he's talking about in this title. Let me read you some shit right quick. Okay? Did I paste it in here? Jake Paul said, my career goal was to do exactly what I did, to have an undeniable victory and steal the show and prove to the boxing world who has doubted me for the past 6 months that I'm a pro boxer and I'm here to stay. Y'all hear this fool? Did y'all hear that first para? He go on to say, when you put those 10-ounce gloves on me, I'm vicious. I can hit. I'm a real dog. When these MMA fighters come into the ring, they're going to get meat. I mean, they're going to meet the problem child. They're going to meet me. And I'm here to make millions of dollars and sell millions of pay-per-view. And I'm going to be one of the biggest stars. I think I might just be the new Floyd Mayweather. This dude is feeling himself, boy. Seriously. He goes on to say, I'm putting the work in. And I understand why people don't want to accept me yet. They don't want to accept you because you ain't a motherfucking boxer, nigga. What you talking about? But I've had 2 flawless victories. Oh, this nigga tripping. See, now you make me start to get off my motherfucking line, get off my motherfucking politeness and shit. You know what I'm saying? Now it turns into something that's damn just stupid. You just start talking reckless. I'm putting the work in, and I understand why people don't want to accept me yet. But I've had 2 flawless victories, and I'm really dedicated my life to this. I have an $8 million mansion in Calabasas that I haven't stayed at for 6 months, y'all. Oh man, he's so deprived. I haven't even been home because I've been in Las Vegas training in a little tiny house. Oh, just a little tiny house, man. You entitled little. He said 2-a-days, pouring my heart and soul into this. So if people don't respect that, then I don't know what they're going to respect. It's an uphill battle for Jake Paul. It's always has been. I fought for everything in my whole entire life. People hate me. People talk shit about me, but I'm still here. I feel like I didn't get to showcase my skills, honestly. So I'm a little upset with that. I would fight. My right hand always kind of hurts after these fights. Last time I had to do recovery on my right hand because I was just penetrating his skull. But same sort of thing with this. I'll fight again ASAP. I think I just cemented myself as one of the biggest prize fighters. So someone's gonna have to come with the bag, or I might do my own promotion. So we'll see. A lot of shit that he's talking, obviously, if you basically tell him to open his mouth and dip his head in the toilet, you will know it's pretty much shit that you're listening to. It's bullshit. Because he's up here saying that he had to train in a little tiny house. That little tiny house might be 2,000 square foot compared to his mansion. And the fact that he keep on putting it out there, though, he keeps putting it out there as if he's a legitimate boxer. He keeps putting it out there. He said, I think I just cemented myself as one of the biggest prize fighters. If this is what boxing has came to right now, and we're going to continue to have people to just say, okay, let me jump on the bandwagon. Let me jump on this trolley. Let me motherfucking pedal this tricycle while it's going downhill. Let me get on the movement and believe that Jake Paul has defeated two legitimate boxers. Jake Paul, how can y'all respect him when he come on here and say, but I've had two flawless victories. And I'm really dedicated my life to this. That's his word. And I'm really dedicated my life to this. He feel that training for two non-boxers who are on the lowest level possible, that's dedicating your life when you got cats out here who's been through the amateur ranks, who's put in countless hours of sparring with boxers who was also trying to build their resume. You really trying to convince the casual public, the temporaries of boxing, that you are doing something different than what we are supporting as hardcore boxing fans. Just because you left an $8 million mansion and you had to live in a tiny house and train outside of the confines, you want us to have pity for you. You know what I'm saying? You want us to have motherfucking pity for your ass. But yet, in the end, you're gonna zip this shit up and say you're one of the biggest prize fighters. And then so someone's gonna have to come with the bag. That's what it's all about. You want a motherfucker to come so you can get that quick money, like Floyd Mayweather, Conor McGregor. You want to cash out, dog. I'm giving this nigga 10 and 1. He ain't trying to go no 10. He ain't trying to go no 10 victories, 1 defeat. He ain't trying to have that many fights. He's trying to get enough notoriety so he can fight a big fight and cash out. That's all he's trying to do. Somebody need to explain to him what prize fighting really is. Real talk. That's real. That's what he had to say, though. God damn. This motherfucker was talking some shit in that article. What's going on, Michael Lewis? How you feel, bro? Salute to you. Peace, Scott. I saw the notification, was like, what the fuck did this dude say? The next Mayweather. Where's the cancer culture when we need it? Man, where is it? See, they're all jumping in and following now because a lot of the culture are influenced by individuals who just put up the motherfucking title and they want to go against the grain. They say they hardcore boxing fans, but then sooner or later you hear them out here saying, you know what? Thank you all for the super chats. I appreciate everyone. But I think we should start getting behind Jake Paul. Come on, y'all. Come on, man. Look, it's clear, isn't it? We should start supporting Jake Paul. You're gonna start hearing these motherfuckers. Hey, what he did, the average person can't go in there and do that to a professional NBA player. Look what he did to the other YouTuber Gibbs, who was flailing his arms all over the place. You got to give this dude credit, man. Like, he did what he's supposed to do. He looked like a boxer, dude. We need to start getting behind him. Seriously. With all the super chats that I'm getting right now, I took a portion of that and donated to Jake Paul. And I was like, hey, man, if you need a media person to jump on and let them know who you really are as a person, come on, man, jump on my channel. Come on, man. Dude. Man, I'm telling you, man, you're going to start seeing some of your channels say, hey, man, I truly believe he has a chance. Seriously, give or take, give him a full year. Yeah, a full year, man. He'll be able to go in there with some of the big names. They'll start saying some shit like this. What if you bring back Andre Ward? He's retired. He's undefeated. I think he may be able to defeat Andre Ward. You have motherfuckers coming out saying that shit. Andre be like, nah, bro, you really got that shit twisted. Like, I mean, you seriously think you ready for this shit? Did the glasses fuck you up? Did the movie fuck you up? I mean, what part of me are you taking for granted? Calling me out like that. Jake Paul will say some dumb shit. I want your motherfucking O, Andre. That's what I want. I want your O, Andre. I ain't Sergey Kovalev. All right, my guy. All right. Then my people get with your people. And we can make this happen, because obviously in your $8 million mansion, you've been smoking some good crack. I'm talking about not even stepped. You got that good crack. You got that Nino Brown the Carter crack. That shit to just be calling me and calling me. You got that good crack. The one that had Chris Rock up there just looking. Ugh. All right, I got you. I'm telling you, Jake Paul might call out somebody like Andre Ward. Shit. Seriously. And really think, oh, man, you're an old man. You've been out the sport too long. I got you. You can't fuck with me, Andre. You can't fuck with me. I not only do I want your I want your gold too. I want your gold medal. When I beat you, I want to put your gold medal on. I can hear this motherfucker saying some bullshit like that. I'd be like, SOG, go shut this motherfucker up. Just go shut him up. Send him about his way. He's talked more shit than Pepto-Bismol, in the words of JJ Prince. If you keep campaigning, you get elected. That's what I'm talking about. Shout out to the OGJ Prince. Shit. You keep campaigning, you get elected, motherfucker. Real talk. This boy gonna get what he asking for. But the question is, do he really want it? I think it's like this, Mike. It's not the question if he really want it. Is what he truly wants is the bag. What he would take the boxing clout with it, because he needs the boxing clout. He needs that. But what he's really, attaching with it, he's looking for the bag. He's looking for the money. You know what I'm saying? So right now he's going to keep it all boxing. He's going to try to make sure he's that prize fighter, because he said he's one of the top prize fighters out here. He's trying to convince the public, anybody who would tune in, that he is legitimate prize fighter out here. And being the prize fighter is loose. You know what I'm saying? It's very pliable, spongy. He can say he might be a prize fighter because he's fighting for a prize, right? He's fighting for a bag. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, he might convince enough people to go out here and search for a name, that's reputable. He's smoking that Juan Valdez right out of Colombia. For real. He's smoking that shit, that good shit, boy. The shit that gets you high before you even really get with it. He's smoking that good. I just want his next opponent to be somebody that's legit. I don't want to see anybody else that has no fighting experience, period, on the professional level. I don't want to see it. I want to see somebody that's going to give this cat. I'm not saying I want to see someone with a losing record that's in there to get a paycheck too. So in order for him to further hype up the public, I want it to be somebody that's coming in there to represent boxing the right way. I don't want someone with a losing record who's up here, pretending, get another pretender up here and talk the shit just for a bag, but yet they know they're supposed to go in there and lose. I don't want that shit. I don't want somebody to go in here and become Greg Louganis and shit. We got enough of that in our history. Leave the diving board alone, goddammit. Leave that motherfucker alone. We need somebody that's legit, that's going to come in here and represent, and we're going to leave it at that right there. Fuck all this damn library shit, motherfucking Staples. You know what I'm saying? Walmart stockroom, Home Depot, Lowe's. We don't need any more fighters from there. We need some legitimate fighters who's been in the gym, hitting the bag, training, in a camp, has a team to come in here and fight this dude. It's only a matter of time. I think he'll get through 2021 on some bullshit. He fought twice this year. So I think he'll get through 2021 on some bullshit, be on another big card, potentially on Triller. And we'll see how it plays out. Seriously. We'll see how it works. But yeah, that's crazy. That's crazy, man. Let me see. But yeah, that's all I got, people. Appreciate everyone for stopping in. Turn up and tune in the World Combat Sports. Salute.